The Dallas Mavericks just lost to the Miami Heat in their first overtime game of the season, 123-118. But the Dallas Mavericks have a huge problem. In this game, we started off pretty good. We had the right energy. We were really going at it. The refs got kind of involved, but then also the Dallas Mavericks were just fouling a whole lot. So the lead kind of got away, but it wasn't away for too long as we were only down by 5 points for the most part. It did extend to about 10 or 11 points, but we were able to climb back in the game. The game got away, we climbed back, and then the second half, we turned it around. Late in the fourth quarter, we were able to get a small lead. They ended up tying up the game, and then we go into overtime, where the problems began, and that was Jason Kidd, his decision to play Spencer Dinwiddie a little bit too long, and the reason why we didn't see Clay for the majority of the game, who knows? But in this video, we're going to take a look at the box score, go over what went well tonight, as well as what went wrong, and what needs to happen going forward. But how's it going, everybody? My name is Marcel Martin. This is Mavs Digest, bringing you the latest news on everything Mavericks related. And before we get started with today's video, we're currently sitting at 14,933 subscribers, getting oh so close to that goal of 15K. But if you want to be up to date on everything Mavericks related, the live streams, the watch longs, the news vids, the post-game vids like this, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on a single thing that we do. But like I said, the Dallas Mavericks have a problem, and it starts with Jason Kidd. For the majority of the season, I would argue that he did an okay job of coaching, really trying to figure out the lineups, trying to see what rotations work, who plays well with others, and obviously without Luka Doncic, that does pose somewhat of a problem, as we need to find the right rotations, trying to go to certain players, see who can get it going. And in tonight's game, our starters look pretty good. The bench struggled a little bit. Naji Marshall had a really slow start to the game, but just turned it on in the second half. He was just making shot after shot after shot. His three-point shot is really turning around. So Naji Marshall, again, had a great night. I'll say he had a great overall night because he did make up for it in the second half. PJ Washington, again, played great. Derrick Lively played great. Daniel Gafford played good off the bench, but I feel like we didn't really see much of him. And then Klay Thompson, after going 0 of 8 in the last game, really turned around this game, had a 3 in the first quarter, was getting to the line, making buckets, doing everything right. Third quarter, he continued it by just scoring. And then when he went to the bench, you didn't see him again. You didn't see Klay Thompson until late in overtime when the game was already gone. So why would Jason Kidd not play Klay Thompson after he's turning it around, having a much better game? Oh, it's because Spencer Dinwiddie exists. Because Spencer Dinwiddie's on the roster, Jason Kidd said, yeah, go in. We need another ball handler. And to Spencer Dinwiddie's credit, he did look good as a secondary ball handler. He was getting to the free throw line. He was getting rebounds, passing the ball. It looked good until he decided to shoot the ball. Spencer Dinwiddie shot 1 of 12 tonight. He was 0 of 9 from 3, and he kept shooting the ball. That was the biggest problem. I don't have a problem with Spencer being out if he's helping, ball handling, playing a much smaller role. But if you want to take all the shots, you need to make somewhat close to half of those shots. There's no reason why Jaden Hardy should have been in the game that long. Jason Kidd has a ridiculous reason for why, and I thought maybe he would take some accountability, saying, hey, that's my fault. I had the wrong rotations, the wrong lineups. But no, he doubled down. But before we get into that, let's take a look at the box score, shall we? PJ Washington had 21 points, 2 steals, 3 assists, and 10 rebounds, shooting 1 of 2 from 3 and 7 of 14 from the field. PJ has been great the last couple games, dropping double-doubles like it's nothing. He has been super, super valuable. Derrick Lively had a much better game tonight with 14 points, 2 blocks, 4 assists, 13 rebounds, with 7-9 from the field. And Kyrie Irving, again, without Luka, he's kind of got to do everything. Wasn't really the best game from him, but at the end of the day, he did get 27 points. He only had, he did have 3 turnovers, but he had 6 assists, 4 rebounds, was 3 of 12 from 3, 9 of 21 from the free throw line, and 6 of 7 from the free throw line. I mean, obviously without Luka Doncic, that's a lot of shots that are going to be open for other players. Kyrie obviously has to take more of those shots. And without Luka Doncic's gravity from the defense, Kyrie has tougher shots to make. He's getting more attention from the defense. But regardless, it wasn't the best performance from Kyrie. I know that he can do better. And Klay Thompson really bounced back in tonight's game. I mean, in only 31 minutes, he had 15 points, 1 steal, 1 assist, 6 rebounds. He was 3 of 5 from 3 and 5 of 12 from the floor. Again, why did we not see more of Klay down the stretch when we needed a 3? It's beyond me. I mean, he's 3 of 5. Let him keep shooting. But Jason Kidd knows better, right? And Quentin Grimes, in 27 minutes, had 4 points, 3 assists, 7 rebounds, was 0 of 3 from 3 and 2 of 8 from the field. Not the best game from Grimes. He's been doing pretty well these last several games. I'll give him a pass. Off the bench, Maxey in 9 minutes gave you nothing but 1 assist and 1 rebound. Naji Marshall, who had a very slow start to his game, really turned it around. Had 20 points off the bench with 1 assist, 5 rebounds, was 3 of 5 from 3, and 8 of 16 from the floor. And Daniel Gafford, only playing 21 minutes, had 10 points, 2 assists, 8 rebounds. And I understand that before this game, he was questionable. He had a little shoulder injury. So maybe that's why we didn't really see Gafford much down the stretch, where we were owning the paint. Bam really wasn't able to stop us, so why not go to it? It's beyond me. And Spencer Dinwiddie, the culprit, part of the problem, part A of our two-part problem, played 28 minutes. And before I continue, why did Spencer Dinwiddie play more minutes than Quentin Grimes, more than Najee Marshall? Why did Spencer Dinwiddie play way more minutes than Jaden Hardy? Again, I understand as a secondary ball handler, he was doing the right things. He was playing good defense. He was passing the ball, getting rebounds. He was doing all the small things. But we needed points to win this game. We needed to score. That's what happened in overtime. We needed to score. And he was just shooting the ball. Kept shooting the ball. He missed 9 straight buckets. 9 straight. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. And if Jason Kidd was really okay with that, we have bigger problems on our hands, because I'm pretty sure everybody at home watching was wondering, why is Spencer still in the game? It's beyond me. But let's continue. Spencer Dinwiddie in 28 glorious minutes gave you 7 points, 1 block, 2 steals, 7 assists, 5 rebounds. That's all great. That's great. That's wonderful production. Wonderful. You're doing the small things. I love it. Except when you go 0 of 9 from 3 and 1 of 12 from the free throw line. What is happening? What is absolutely happening? Why is that something that should be in the clutch, in the crunch time, when we're trying to close out a game, when we almost won in regulation, had to go to overtime, we were up and then we're down, and we were way down, and then in the last few seconds of the game, yeah, let's just keep past Spencer Dinwiddie, who's going to just keep bricking threes. It's beyond me. And I understand the Pelicans game, the Thunder game, and the Nuggets game, Spencer Dinwiddie was hitting threes. He was hitting good shots. That's totally fine and dandy. But when you're not hitting your shots, stop shooting. Do something else. And he was doing everything else great. Stop shooting. You need to know when to stop shooting. And I thought a vet like Spencer Dinwiddie would know how to do that. But I guess not. And then Jaden Hardy. Unfortunately, only 9 minutes. He didn't really look good in the first half. But unfortunately, when he doesn't play well, he doesn't see the floor. He's not allowed to make mistakes. He's not allowed to play through those mistakes. But you know who is? Spencer Dinwiddie. So like I said, the Dallas Mavericks, this loss sucks. We were on a nice little 4-game win streak. One loss isn't the end of the world. We will be fine. We'll bounce back. That's how it goes. You win some, you lose some. As long as you win more than you lost, I guess that's okay. But that whiteboard behind us should definitely say 10-7, not 9-8. But we're above 500. We move. We see the Atlanta Hawks tomorrow. Hopefully we can get a dub. Hopefully Jason Kidd knows not to play Jason Kidd. I'm sorry, Jason Kidd knows not to play Spencer Dinwiddie. But like I said earlier, he doubled down on it. So what was it that Jason Kidd had to say? Jason Kidd, on why he closed with Dinwiddie, said, we have a talented team. Just having other options out there when you have Spencer as a ball handler, I thought Spencer being aggressive did a great job on both the offensive and defensive end. We trust everybody that plays. This is a different group to end with to see how they handled it. We put ourselves in positions to win. Jason Kidd, no, you didn't. I don't know if you were standing around with your hands in your pockets. I don't know if you were just watching the game like the rest of us, but you did not put us in a position to win. You did not see anything good offensively from Spencer Dinwiddie aside from making 5 free throws. Unacceptable. This was a winnable game. Bam Adebayo was held to 8 and 20 from the field. Tyler Hero only made 1 3. He was 1 of 9 and 8 of 25 from the field. We played great defense. The biggest problem was Jimmy Butler going to the free throw line, who was like 11 of 19 and also 11 of 17 from the floor. That was the biggest issue. Our defense was there. It was the offense. It was the fact that we allowed somebody who was a net negative on the floor for too long. If I just go back to the box score, Spencer Dinwiddie was a -10 off the bench. And I understand there were other big minuses. Najee Marshall was a -19. I totally get that. But Najee Marshall turned it around. Najee Marshall had a horrible first half and picked it up in the second half. Spencer Dinwiddie, the moment he stepped on the floor and the moment he was doing all the small things, beautiful basketball. But he didn't stop shooting, and that was the problem. Pass the ball. Give it to someone else. I don't know what was going through his mind. I don't know what made him think that he had that shot, that he had the hot hand tonight. I don't know who put it in his head that he was on one, but he was off one. But again, it's just one game. But we don't want to make a repeated problem out of this. This should not become a pattern for the Dallas Mavericks. It should not be a pattern for Jason Kidd to play players who are not hot in clutch moments, in crunch time, in overtime. Totally unacceptable. And I'm not the only one who feels this way. Other users on Twitter also. Klay Thompson Muse said Spencer Dinwiddie went 1 of 12 in 27 minutes and played every clutch minute. Jaden Hardy played 9 minutes. Now, I'm not saying you put in Jaden Hardy and we win, but if you put in Jaden Hardy, you kind of spread out what's going on. You give other guys some rest. You give Jaden Hardy the ability to work through his mistakes, maybe hits a few threes. We play Jaden Hardy like a 1 guard when he's really a 2 guard anyway. But I digress. I'm not the only one with the problem. I mean, if we just take a look at his stats right here, 7 points, 1 of 12 from the floor, 0 of 9 from 3, minus 10. Horrible. Horrible. That's what lost us the game. And as much blame as we put on Spencer, we got to put on Jason Kidd for enabling this. Why didn't you tell him to stop shooting? He should have been told to stop shooting the ball after his 5th miss. Please pass the ball. Give it to someone else. You are a ball handler. You're not a shooter. Not tonight. Other nights, sure, but not tonight. Right here. Kidd left Dinwiddie in too long. Should have put Klay Thompson back in, who had a bounce-back night shooting the ball. Mavs had enough guys who could create in Kyrie, Najee, and PJ. Needed a shot made in overtime. Dinwiddie was 1 of 12 from the floor. Mavs play tomorrow against the Hawks. You got to move on. It's unfortunate, and I'm obviously visibly upset, but you got to move on. You got to forget about it. We got a game ahead of us. In the next 4 to 5 days, we should have an update about Luka Doncic on his return. Hopefully, it's good news. If not, I think the Mavs will be fine. We have a pretty easy stretch of games ahead of us, but this game should have been a win, so you can't take these games lightly. You got to come out with the right energy, but Jason Kidd, you got to do better. But that's all I got for you guys today. There's no stand on business. We had some guys that looked great. Najee looked great in the second half. PJ obviously did great. Klay Thompson had a bounce back game, but let me know in the comment section who you think stood on business, because I can't give it to anybody. Not after this loss. But like I said, thank you for making this far to the video. Make sure to check out our Twitter and Discord. Link in the description below. Consider becoming a channel member. We are doing a giveaway every single month on this channel. The only way to enter our giveaway is to become a channel member of any tier. But till next time, y'all take care. Drink water. Peace.